Hello students. Yesterday we studied about the Romanticism, which is a cultural movement, and according to the culture they try to unite the European countries. Today we will study about the unification of Germany. Like France, German regions also a large number of the political associations whose members were middle class professionals, businessmen and prosperous artisans. They came together in the city of Frankfurt and decided to vote for a all-German National Assembly. On 18th May 1948, 831 elected members, marched in the festive procession to take their places in the Frankfurt Parliament, convened in the Church of St. Paul. There, they drafted a constitution for a German nation to be headed by a monarch, subject to parliament, but the King of Prussia, Friedrich Wilhelm IV, rejected the offer in these terms and joined other monarchs to oppose the elected assembly. At last, the assembly was forced to disband with the help of aristocracy and military. Thus, conservative forces were able to suppress liberal movements in 1848 once again. From then on, Prussia took on the leadership of the movement for the unification of Germany. Its chief minister, Otto von Bismarck, was the architect of this process. Bismarck took the help of Prussian army and bureaucracy and fought 3 wars over 7 years with Austria, Denmark and France. Prussia won the war and the unification of Germany was completed. In January 1871, the Prussian king William I was proclaimed the Emperor of Germany on 18 January 1871. An assembly comprising of German states, representatives of German army, important Prussian ministers, including Chief Minister Otto von Bismarck, joined the meeting and gathered in the unheated Hall of Mirrors in the Palace of Versailles to proclaim the new German Empire headed by Kaiser William I of the Prussia. The new state placed a strong emphasis on modernizing the currency, banking, legal and judicial system in Germany, and Prussian measures and practices became a model for the rest of the Germany. So in this way we saw that the main role played by Bismarck in the unification of Germany was most important to unify Germany. So now similarly we will take how Italy was unified. As Germany was divided into 39 small states, Italy was also divided into 7 princely states. It has a long history of political fragmentation. During middle of the 19th century, Italy was divided into 7 states, of which only one state, Sardinia-Piedmont, was ruled by an Italian princely states. Even Italian language had not acquired one common form in the country. As we have studied that in 1830s, Giuseppe Mazzini, the revolutionary, had sought to put together a program for a unitary Italian republic. He had also formed a secret society called Young Italy for the dissemination of his goals, but he failed. So the responsibility now felt on Sardinia-Piedmont under its ruling king Victor Emmanuel II to unify Italian states. Like Chief Minister Bismarck in Germany, Chief Minister of Sardinia-Piedmont, Cavour, led the movement to unify the region of Italy. Through a tactful diplomatic alliance with France, engineered by Count Cavour, Sardinia-Piedmont succeeded in defeating the Austrian forces in 1859. So, a large number of armed volunteers also, under the leadership of Giuseppe Garibaldi, joined the fray. And in 1860, they marched into South Italy and the Kingdom of Two Sicilies and succeeded in winning the support of the local peasants also in order to drive out the Spanish rulers. So, as a result, lastly, in 1861, Victor Emmanuel II was proclaimed as the king of the unified Italy. So, these are the two most important countries of Europe, Germany and Italy, those who were divided into small cantons, kingdoms, and even ruled by other kings from other countries of the Europe. They tried their best to unify the country, and lastly they were succeeded in unifying their country like Germany and Italy. Thank you.